Hello there and welcome back to part 2 of our review of the season. This part is just going to focus on us doing a wee quiz to sort of round up the season. It's myself, Darren. I'm delighted to be joined by Tony and Danny for this part. Andy's ran scared he didn't perform too well in last year's quiz, so he's nowhere to be seen at this point. So Tony, you're looking to Hamish from Celtic AM won our quiz by a mile last year, but you actually performed the best out of the pod teams that took part. Are you confident you'll be able to topple Danny again?
Oh, I'd like to think so. I can remember one for last year who played every game, or who played the most games, and everybody said Joe Hart, but he gets sent off against Livingston. I think the answer was maybe McGregor or Hattati or something like that. But so I'll be better now. I know you like your trick questions, so I'll be prepared this
The
time.
answer was Kyogo, was it no? But anyway, I fucking forgot Marco Tilio will get more than 6 minutes in the game.
That's right, it was Kyogo, but I can't give you that a year on, Danny, I'm afraid. But so I've got I think it's 10 questions. There's some bonus points on offer as well, so between yous two, yous will send me your answers in real time and compete against each other. We'll see who comes out on top. Then after that, we'll have a wee couple of awards for the player of the season and goal of the season, so hopefully this is just a more light-hearted episode. We'll get right into the quiz. So first question, pretty similar to last year. I think it was first question last year as well. If you're playing at home, just pause it now and get yourself a wee bit of paper and a pen so you can compete with the two boys. It is the first question: who scored Celtic's first competitive goal of the season? So Celtic's first competitive goal of the season.
I think I know this.
I know this.
I think I know this. I know the first game of the season was against...
A very good friend of mine inside it.
Right, so both answers have been confirmed and they're both the same and they're both correct. It was Rio Hattati, so both is right. A 4-0 win against Kilmarnock at Celtic Park. So we just spoke about Celtic scoring a goal. Here's one for you. Question number 2. How many competitive games did Celtic fail to score in this season?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's a good question, that. Competitive games, is that like overall competitive, like Champions League as well?
League Cup, Champions League.
Right, hold on. I think I know this. Hold on. 7. And then that would be 8.
Jesus, he's about 3 ahead of me. No, give me another wee minute here. I'm still thinking.
Okay, I have Danny's answer, so you're on a bit of a countdown now. So Danny's answer is confirmed.
Tony, go to answer it quick, because I'm going to end up remembering
it. Just a minute. You just fucking put me off. Give me a minute, right? Give me 30 seconds.
Oh, it's the suspense, Danny. You're right. You'll be racking your brain now and then. You'll be...
Oh, fuck. Was that a season? Fuck off, man.
Right, I've got my answer in.
Right, both answers I will, just to make it fair, I will only take first answer, so I'm afraid that you have gave me 2 separate answers. Danny has went for 4, Tony has went for 5. One is correct.
5.
I will list them.
Me.
Yep, there was 5 altogether.
I've missed it. Right, on you go.
What one did you forget, Danny?
The Dundee United game.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not for each for Dundee United. We had 2 defeats in the league, 3-0 at Ibrox and 1-0 at McDermott Park, and 2 0-0 draws in the Champions League away to Atalanta and away to Zagreb.
You wouldn't think of that because they two were kind of, well, the Atalanta game was obviously a positive result and Zagreb could have been seen as one and all. I thought I was well remembering them. An
early lead for Tony. He goes 2-1 in front. One that was a quite difficult question for people last year. Question number 3. Name any player who scored only 1 competitive goal for Celtic this season. So exactly 1 goal, and you got a bonus point if you can tell me who the goal was against.
Should I just fucking listen to last year's and then revise the answers? 1 competitive goal. Fuck, they all scored 10.
Right, there was so many. There was people that made 20, people that made 10, but we're only looking for a solitary goal.
I've got mine's in and I'm pretty sure it's correct.
Does Casper Schmeichel count? Right, hold on. I'm going to need another minute here to think.
Okay, well, I've got Tony's, so pressure's on.
Oh, that's sorry. Probably forgot another one, but I'm happy with that answer.
Are you going for the opponent, Danny? For the bonus point?
Aye, there you go.
There we go, these are both correct. Tony has went for Mike Narochki against Aberdeen, and Danny has went with the same game. He's went with Johnny Kenny against Aberdeen, so they're both right. Could have also went for Jeffrey Schlupp away to St Mirren. The pretty obvious one when you think about it. There was so much spoke about it in the weeks leading up to it. James Forrest at home to St Mirren on the last day. Austin Trusty also got his only goal in a 3-0 win at home to St Mirren, and your hero and mine, Danny, Greg Taylor, in the League Cup final. his only goal this season.
They only get the one. Yeah.
Just the one this season, maybe his last, hopefully not, but we'll soon see, I'm sure. He's sort of mentioned this question at the start, so question number 4, who made the most appearances for Celtic this season? And you'll get a bonus point if you can tell me how many appearances they made.
Right, I don't think we had another present this year.
No, we didn't, you're right. I think I know the answer.
But they all they've all spent time out of the team.
Are you wanting friendlies and Champions League and the Cups included for the how many games? Everything, right?
Everything's competitive, so no friendlies, but competitive appearances.
Was he injured this season or was he injured last season? I'm stuck between 2. Fuck.
Right, there's mine.
I don't like that answer.
Tony's is confirmed. Danny's is confirmed. You went for different answers again. So one is correct. So Tony went for Reo Hatate. Danny went for Daisen Maeda. 2 that were absolutely pivotal this season. And Tony stretches his lead. It was Reo Hatate.
What? He was injured?
He was only injured for 2 games. They made a point of saying he'd played every other game up until that point.
He's absolutely correct. He was an ever-present until then.
What?
Tony's very unlucky. So Danny went for 53 appearances and Tony went for 54. It was actually 55 appearances, so Tony was 1 out. So he's only stretched his lead with 1, fortunately for Danny.
Was it no? Oh, 37 league games he played, no 36. Fuck's sake, that's where I've miscalculated. Ah well, unlucky.
So 5-3 to Tony after that question. Next question is along the similar lines, so you can stick with your answer or you might want to change it. Who played the most minutes for Celtic this season?
Oh, fuck's sake.
Do you want the exact amount of minutes?
If you get that, you can win the quiz. I'll give you 100 bonus points.
Oh, did he miss the height? He must have missed too many. He must have missed too many games.
Yeah, I've got mine in.
Okay.
I'm not even going to. I think I know the obvious answer, but fuck it.
Oh no!
So we've
I
both.
know I think I should have went for somebody else.
First answer only. Who would you have went for? You went for Alistair Johnson, Tony. Who would you have went
I went for Schmeichel.
That's who I was thinking, but I thought he must have missed too many games.
He did miss a good few, didn't he?
So, but he never gets subs, so you've got to think of that. So Tony went for Alistair Johnson, that was incorrect. He wishes he went for Casper Schmeichel. Danny went for the captain, Callum McGregor. And Danny, you've pulled a point back, it is Callum McGregor.
Fuck for that.
So it's 5-4 to Tony.
Imagine getting a point off that useless bastard after that penalty.
You picked the other useless bastard.
Okay, sorry, Johnson missed as well.
The correct amount of minutes was 4,644. So, Callum McGregor pretty much hardly subbed, I think. Got him out of the line for that one. Next one is about discipline. Name the 2 players who received the most bookings for Celtic this season. So a point for each.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Celtic players getting booked. Oh no, he didn't, because he was due, man, and he never got fucking booked for ages.
That's a kind of educated guess there. I could be wrong, don't
Okay, up.
I think I fucked this question up last year as well.
I don't like plan analysis.
Okay, so you've both given your answers. Tony has went for Arne Engels and Daisen Maeda. Danny has went for Daisen Maeda as well, along with Callum McGregor. So I'm delighted to say it is a total of 0 points for both his correct answers were Greg Taylor and
I guessed him last year.
a bit of a surprise one, but he did pick up a few bookings. Now I think about it, was Nicholas Kuhn.
Really?
6 bookings a piece ago. So
went for the wrong winger. Why did he get sent off? That's got to count for something.
Danny, man. Oh my God, can you shut up, Danny? Next question, name the only player to be sent off this season and a bonus point for the game. Oh my God, man.
Tony, you're very welcome, mate.
I still can't think what game he gets sent off.
Give you a clue. I'll give you a clue. It was in the League Cup.
Maida gets sent off? That just sounds like a fucking stitch. I don't remember Daisen Maida getting sent off. What was the question, Dan?
Name the only player to be sent off this season and a bonus point for the game.
Well, we only got one sent off, and it was Maida. What'd Maida have been sent off for? Be high foot or something stupid like that, wasn't it? Maida? It's not Maida, is it? Is he talking shit? Oh, give me a minute, I need to think about it.
You never know, Tony.
That would be the ultimate play to guess the next question and put a wrong answer in. I would applaud that so much, Danny. So Danny's answer is confirmed. Just waiting on Tony's.
Yeah, Google.
No, Dan, I wouldn't do that. I'm getting through the League Cup. We beat them in the final. He scored the winning penalty, so he didn't get sent off the end. We beat Aberdeen 6-0. We beat Falkirk 5-2 in the early rounds. Who was around after that? I've got no recollection of this. I'm gonna...
Some sportsmanship on you, Tony. I think that Danny's gave you the correct competition. That's
Jesus, just let me have a quick...
I'll need to push you as
He missed the quarter final of the League Cup because he gets sent off against Falk.
Fuck off, you talk shit. You know what? This is like Maida versus... It could see if this isn't Maida, I'm going to be fucking going up. I can't even... I'm not even able to think of any other player it could have been. Right, I'm just going to take a punt here. Dundee in the League Cup. Do you think they played in the League?
Okay, so you've both got a point for Dyson Maida, is correct. Danny pulls level, and I can't believe that Tony's forgot about this red card or the furore about it and the appeal that followed. Dyson Maida was sent off against Young Boys.
That's not the fucking League Cup!
I gave you the answer. I couldn't fucking walk.
I'm a way back to fucking Falkirk.
I gave you the answer. I couldn't walk you to the fucking door at all.
Everything that followed, Tony. I think we just about recorded the second that broke.
He ended up getting rescinded so he could play away to Villa or away to
home to Bayern.
Play Bayern. He scored against. Oh, I don't want to say too much. The next question is who scored against Bayern Munich? Hopefully that's not the next question. Right, I'll shut up now.
So we are level now. It's 6-all. So that's actually teed it up nicely for the final few questions. So next question: who has been substituted on the most for Celtic this season? I'll give you a bonus point if you can tell me how many sub appearances they made. So that's players that have come off the bench.
It's got to be.
Yeah, I've taken it, but I'm thinking it's got to be this person as well, but could be wrong.
So he's both went for Adam Ida. He's both got a point for that. He's nowhere close. Tony went for 20. He was closest. Danny went for 15. It was actually 28 sub appearances he made.
Really?
Wow.
28. So that makes it 7-all as we head into the final two questions. I prepared a tiebreaker, so I'm actually glad because it looks like it might be needed after
this. Very nearly said Bernardo there.
And the opposite of that, who has been subbed off the most for Celtic this season? So players that have started a game and been subbed off, who's the most and getting closest to the number of times they've been subbed? You get a bonus point.
It's probably. Right, fuck.
My answer's in. I don't want to overthink it.
Who can I want to see him again. He usually stays on. You want the number as well?
Aye, so if you get it bang on, you get a bonus point. Okay, so these both went for Nicholas Kuhn, which, delighted to say again, is correct. And
I want to see that.
Tony went for 23, and you went for 26, Danny. It was actually 33, so he's been subbed off 33 times, so these both move on to 8 points. So final question as well. He's done quite well. That's 8 points as we head into question 10. I know there has been some bonus points, but 8 points. Final question. What position did Celtic finish in the league phase of the Champions League?
Oh, you bastard.
Oh, I know this. I've got a rough idea, I think. I know what this is. Right, my answer's in, no messing about.
Yeah.
I've got Tony's. So you both gave me different answers, so if one of these gets it right, and a spoiler, one of these has got it right, so there will be a winner. So Tony has went for 21st, and Danny has went for 23rd. And
wasn't he 23rd?
I have to say, Danny, you're going to regret saying Dyson Maida getting sent off because Tony has won it in the last minute. 21st we finished.
Weren't we? I thought we were 23rd in Man City and Madrid were 20.
I think we're PSG quite far back as well.
Is it no Man City that were the lowest then? It was like Man City could get... I thought Man City were 24th and it was like they could get Bayern and Madrid and we would get the other one.
Danny, come on, I'm just about to lift the cup here and you're still on the pitch in tears.
We finished... We finished 21st, Man City finished 22nd, Sporting Lisbon 23rd and Club Brugge 24th.
Ah, well, there you go.
So there you go, 9-8 win for Tony. I'm telling you, see if you hadn't said Dyson Maida, he wouldn't have he'd completely forgot about Maida getting sent off. Took it to a tiebreaker.
I would have got Maida and the game if I wasn't distracted with that League Cup fucking nonsense. I'm still trying to work out who we beat in the quarterfinals.
I've completely forgotten all, by the way.
What was your tiebreak? You might as well ask it.
Right, well, I'll get it anyway. So, the question would have been to name as many players that scored for us in the Champions League this season. So, whoever would have got the most.
Scales.
Ida, Maida, Engels. He just scored a double against Villa. Maida scored the goal into Bruges.
And Dortmund.
Gale scored the first one. Atalanta 0-0. Zagreb 0-0. I'm thinking we're maybe nearly just about
I think
named
we're
them
just
all.
about there, eh?
Missing two.
So
OG for the young boys.
That's one of them.
very good.
Tatty.
He's a bit
Forest. Bratislava. No,
Forest?
no, no. He
It's
set
a big
up. He set up.
celebration against.
He set
taking
up.
half point off you.
He
That's
set up.
fucking.
He did right. Who scored?
So you've got Liam Scales, Arnie Engel, Dyson Maeda, Adam Ida, Nicholas Kuhn, Rio Hattati,
Diogo?
and Benito. Well done, Tony.
Diogo. Tony
That was
fuck
it.
close.
James Forrest, fucking big celebration last game of the season, but he actually scored in August.
I thought it was him that scored, but he set Ida up right. Fucking leave it late. It was the league record they were going for.
There we go, Tony. 2 in a row. Yeah, the being on top of the pod Tim's quiz, so delighted for you. But aye, that was a real pass across the defence for that Maeda answer, Danny, I'm afraid. But we'll move on to goal of the season and player of the season. We'll just take Tony, you won the quiz, so you can go first. Now, it was pretty conclusive with pretty much every award in the end went for Dyson Maeda as player of the season. Obviously, the first half there was a lot of talk about Nicholas Kuhn. We also had players like Kasper Schmeichel that come in and made a positive impact. Are you going to go with Dyson for your own one?
You need to really. I mean, I think there was a point where I thought it was going to be Kuhn, but obviously it just didn't materialise. He obviously had a poor second half of the season, but the standards he'd set, so made a play this season back by a good distance for me, even though he had actually quite a poor end. But Dyson Maeda.
Danny, do you echo the sentiments?
Aye. It's not going to be a very interesting segment, this, but it's got to be Maeda. I think he's quite far and away the best player in the league this season. Best player in the country by a mile. Done it in 4 different competitions for us. He was probably my best player. I mean, he was a Scottish Cup tap goal scorer as well, although he could have had another one on Saturday, but he kind of put everything together this season, didn't he? We always knew he had the kind of physical attributes of pace, and he worked hard and all that, and his composure in front of goal. I know he missed a sit on Saturday, and he missed that one at Ibrox as well, but it was night and day for what we've normally seen from Maeda. It was usually kind of Russian roulette whenever he would go through and goal, but he was scoring left foot, right foot header. Just a great season for him, scored plenty of goals, and brilliant, and fully deserved all his awards, and I don't think anybody would. As Tony said, you couldn't, but Kuhn did fall away the second part of the season, and as good as the season was, I think it was more a collective. The whole team played well at points, but Maeda really did stand out. I don't think anybody kind of came close to him in the end.
Aye, no, I agree with that. I think that just in terms of the season as a whole, I think Maeda has to pick up the award, and rightly so. Like, I think obviously we were talking as well about us getting a nice bet builder up during that Bratislava game that was sealed by Maeda getting a goal that night as well, and like just throughout the season he just had so many moments, League Cup final, Champions League, and especially that February head after we just sold Kyogo and no replaced him. I think it was 10 goals he ended up with in February, which was absolutely incredible. And like, I know, like as you say, there's been a couple of sort of 1-on-1s he's missed in the last few weeks, which you're always going to get. I think can he take away from what an excellent season they ended up with. I think he finished 1 goal away from Kyogo's best ever goal scoring season for Celtic, so I think that just shows, especially when he's still played a vast majority of the season out wide, just how well he is and how more composed he's been this season. So I'm delighted for him to pick up the awards and hopefully can replicate it next season and hit 40 next season, as it looked like he might this. But that leaves us with goal of the season, so there might be a bit of variation for this one. Tony, what one you gone for?
I guess obviously it's different. I guess it's difficult depending what you're asking for in terms of just a great strike. I think Cameron Carter-Vickers against Kilmarnock was just brilliant, and that was a really good response to losing to St Johnstone the week prior. I guess if I was to do one for like the kind of, I guess James Forrest goal just for the moment, but there was a few big goals in terms of in the derby, the League Cup final probably made his penalty would be up there as well, probably the highlight of the season. So, but in terms of a goal I thought was just pure class was the Vickers screamer, just never seen it coming.
It was a great goal, and as you say, there's a lot of sort of factors you need to take in when thinking about these sort of goals. What about you, Danny? As Tony said, there's been a lot of ones, whether it be just like terrific individual strikes like that, or important ones like Forrest, or even, I know in the review we spoke about the Adam Ida goal at Perth. It was just a great team goal. There's so many to choose from. I think we scored, must have been close to 130 goals, if no more. So what one you going for out of them?
I'm going to go for the goal that made me the happiest, and it was Maeda's goal in the League Cup final when he made it 2-1 to Celtic, being 1-0 down at half time, and then 10 minutes later being 2-1 up was just. I tried to describe this when we did the review of that game, but the boozer I was in watching it with my mates. When Maeda scored, just felt like everything in the world was going to be all right, and obviously it turned out to be in the end after a bit of a bumpy road. But just the fact that he nipped in and the ball seemed to take an eternity to come down, and Maeda of all people at that point. Don't get me wrong, he's had a great season and that, but he was still maybe at the back of the queue when you would put Celtic players who you think would trap a ball out there and just rattle it in the corner, rattle it by the keeper in 2 touches. Wouldn't it be Maeda would be a first thought, but he done it. Even the commentary for Rory Hamilton makes it sound to say something like, "Can he score? You bet he can," or something like that. And Maeda goes mental, and the team, the fans, and that, it was just a great atmosphere, and obviously everybody was great watching it. But that made me the happiest this season. Was that goal? It's probably a kind of moment that I'll remember for the rest of my life. Probably it was that good. But as Tony said, if you're going proper, just goal of the season, it probably would be Carter Vickers. So I think there's been a few crackers this season. McGregor's could have had his own competition at one point after the first couple of months of the season, but no, Maeda for me again, just the way it made me feel, and thankfully in the end it actually mattered for something.
Aye, no, obviously a great goal. I'll not forget that League Cup final, despite the fact that I was 30,000 feet in the air when it took place. I was flying back from Gran Canaria that day and was sort of, I think the flight attendants were getting updates through the flight deck, which was, I never knew that happened on planes, but it felt like the longest flight in the world. Try wait to see how it went. So obviously seeing when I think it was probably about 2,000 feet in the air when the plane mode came off and we were able to check that, but it was a fantastic goal, and obviously seeing it back, it was excellent. It was great to see what it meant. I'm going to go for Dyson, but I'm going to go for another goal. I'm going to go for the one that he scored that was a lob over Dundee keeper. We won 6-0 against Dundee in February. I thought it was just an excellent team goal in terms. I think it begins with Jota near our own defensive corner flag, and we just work it out well, and it was such a fast transition, and then it was put through Maeda. I think it might have been Engels that put it through for Maeda, and he lobbed it at the keeper just superbly. And as I say, that February was so impressive, but for me that was one that sticks out for me. So let us know what your favourite goal was. There's so many to choose from. I know people are still doing from Saturday, but I hope and I know Celtic released a video on their social media sort of highlights this season, so there's obviously a lot to look back on. But we are reaching the half-hour mark again. As I say, this was just a wee sort of light-hearted part where we discussed our players and goal of the season and had that quiz as well, which is saw Tony retain his title. Who knows how it'll go next year, but I will be back at some point. We'll not just make content for the sake of it. We'll be back when there's something to talk about. Maybe we'll do a wee special or something. I know it's been a wee while since we've done one of them, but thanks for sticking with us for the season. I know when us three went down to Cheltenham, we went a few weeks without a pod, but these have came back and stuck with us. We'll hopefully be as consistent next season as Celtic head into another season looking to make an impact in the Champions League. It'll be hard to top how well we played in the knockout game against Bayern next year, but we've something to build on at least, and it'll be interesting to see how the transfer window shapes up. We'll obviously Kieran Tierney to look forward to joining us in pre-season, which is sort of full circle for us. Our first episode was discussing Kieran Tierney, or Kieran Kearney as Danny called him, leaving for Arsenal, so it is sort of a full circle moment for us in terms of as a podcast. And obviously it's been a long time since we started this podcast. We do appreciate you for sticking with us, and we'll speak to you in a few weeks no doubt, and hopefully be discussing new signings at Celtic and stuff to look forward to. But unless Tony or Danny have got anything to add, thanks for taking the time to listen to us. Keep an eye on our social media for when our next episode comes out.
No, I'd just like to say, if it is the end, then thanks very much for the memories, Greg.
No, I don't really have anything to add. It's mad to think this has been going for 6 years now. Aye, it's been good fun, most of it. I think most people still speak to me about the COVID season. I think we should have been getting paid as people's therapists during that. So no, it's been a good season. It's always good to win the title. It was great in Europe. As always, it could have been better. Ended with a bit of disappointment, but I guess take a break now. I'm sure we'll all be ready to rock for next season, and I'm looking forward to it big time.
And I'll be tracking every fucking booking, substitution. You name it.
And I'm not going to bother because Danny will probably just tell me anyway.
Right, catch you after. We'll speak to you in a few weeks. Hail, hail.